All right, this lesson is on multiplication of exponents, and there are some simple rules for us to follow. Your reference pages are pages 198 to 201. And the one thing that you need to remember about multiplying exponents is that we add the exponents. If the bases are the same, we add the exponent. So look at this example. 10 cubed times 10 to the 4th power. It says it equals 10 to the 7th power. And I'm going to show you why that's true. Because we multiplied 10 times 10 times 10. That's 10 cubed. And then it says multiply, and we did that. And then we said multiply 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. That's 10 to the 4th. If we multiply those together, if we were going to multiply, it'd be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, 10 to the 7th power. If the bases are different, however, you're going to reorder them into your like terms, and then you're going to simplify. So let's look at this example. 2x squared y squared times 3x to the 5th power. It would equal 6x to the 7th power y squared. So we reordered. We put our coefficients together. 2 and 3 were our coefficients. Then we had 2x's here, 1, 2. 5x's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2y's here, 1, 2. So then that's how we got. So 2 times 3 is 6. There are 7x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x's, and still 2y's. So the answer would be 6x to the 7th y squared. The last rule that gets confusing for people is called power of powers. And when you have power of powers, you multiply the exponents, because it says 7 squared times 7 squared times to the 3rd power. So that equals 7 to the 6th power. But what it means is 7 squared times 7 squared times 7 squared, because we use 7 squared 3 times. So here's our example of 7 squared. Here's the second 7 squared. Here's the second 7 squared. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 7 to the 6th power. Now, if they ask you to simplify that, they really are going to want you to multiply. 7 times 7 is 49, and 49 times 7, and that answer times 7. And they usually don't ask you to do that with these kind of numbers, usually with something like 10. But that is what power of powers means. Okay, so that's all. All right, now we're going to check page 200, 1 through 8. And in the first one it said 4 squared times 4 is equal to 64. We first, of course, did 4 squared, which is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. In number 2, we did a squared times a to the 5th power, which equals a to the 7th power. And we know that this would be a times a, and then a times a times a times a times a, which would be a to the 7th power. In number 3, they did x to the 4th times y times x to the 5th times y times x to the times y. So what we did was we reordered them so that we had x to the 4th times x to the 5th times y times y. That would be x to the 9th times y squared, because we know there's a 1 here for each of those. In the next one, it was 7b to the 3rd, or 7b cubed, times 4b to the 4th. So we reordered and put our exponents together. 7 times 4, that gave us 28. We put 3 b's from here and 4 b's from here. That gave us 7 b's, b to the 7th. In number 5, it was 9c squared times a negative 2c to the 8th. Again, we moved our coefficients together. The opposite of 9 times negative 2, and then c squared here, c to the 8th here, which gave us 18, because the opposite of 9 times negative 9 would be, negative 9 times negative 2 would be 18, and c to the 10th. 10 of those C's less. In number 6, they did 10 cubed to the power of 2. And so what that meant is to do 10 cubed, which is this, 2 times. So that would be 1,000 times 1,000, which equaled 1,000,000. In number 7, it was x cubed to the 4th power. So that would be x to the 12th. 3 times 4 is 12. And I'm going to show it to you. X cubed 4 times, which if you add them all up, there are 12 x's. So now you should be able to do this one in your head. M6 to the 4th power would be m to the 24th power. All right? If you have any question about multiplying exponents, come see me tomorrow in class, where you'll be working on page 200 and 201, and you will be doing 11 through 37 odd and review work 46 through 48 all. See you in class tomorrow.